Hi, this is Nima Jafari, and I will be going through the demo of my project. This is the video for the Project 1 Basic Calculator Part 1. Uh, we don't need a GUI for this project, so it will be command or like CLI operated, text operated uh, basic calculator, and it's written in C sharp. The submissions are a report, the final write up, a video. That's this video, and then the code as well. I did everything on GitHub. So I have all the files on GitHub. I have my README file, and I actually do have standalone releases for different OS, so like Mac OS, ARM, Mac OS, M series, and then Windows. This is downloadable on my GitHub, and it can be run standalone without the need of source code or running .NET. So none of that is needed. It can be downloaded and tried. So the basic calculator, this is a tiny simple CLI calculator that runs in your terminal. No memory. So I added two memory modes, two calculator modes. One is no memory mode, one is a memory mode, because I noticed that no memory mode is something that probably we need for this project, which is resets after each operation, and each operation needs like inputs, both of the inputs. But then the memory mode, which is kind of like what we have in Windows, it's a continuous operation with persistent memory storage, meaning that when you start with zero, and then you do add the stuff to that memory value, and then you do operations on that meaning on that value. We do have basic arithmetic operations like adding, subtracting, multiplying, division. We have advanced math like power, square root, reciprocals. We also have two different percent calculations. This is a feature that I added on my own. I just wanted it to be cooler, or maybe more functional for the users. So we have two different calculations, which is one a standard calculator percentage, which is A operation B percent, which is what we have in standard calculators. But I also added another option for percentage, which is A% off something, off B, which is you find a percentage of something, which is pretty cool. Memory mode features. So in memory mode features, aside from all the operations, we also have a set memory to a specific value. We have clear, which resets memory, and then we have the all operations automatically updating the memory, and then we can view the current memory value at all the times. And that's just an information about how to build and what builds we have. And you can see that in my bin folders, I will have the standalones generated and working. The only thing is that I will probably upload those separately because they were too heavy. Let's now look at the actual codes, and I will run through every one of them. So one thing that I did that is very important to me, I code in a very organized way, meaning that not only I added enough uh, just simple comments so that they're understandable, I also kept the classes differently, uh, not differently, I mean separately. For example, let me open all the C Sharp codes in Visual Studio for you. Um, you can see that we do have one main loop program CS file script that has the obviously static class program in it. In this script, this is where the main loop and command handling happens. We show the menu, read choices, handle commands, but we don't do any operations, or we don't do any UI operations here. Actually, these are all just uh, this is just a command handling. For example, like choosing the modes, or like printing the options, saying goodbye, like and then handling what is a no memory mode, resetting, and what is a memory mode that we continues that has a continuous operations. So this is where the main loops stands, where we write and handle like choices between the interpret and handle choices such as operations and choosing the modes in the menu. And even if we have, like, for example, take two numbers and apply to choose an operators, which is called do binary in here, or do power, these are not the actual mathematical operations. If you look at these functions, we only have like printing, entering the first number into the second. So this is only handling of the choose an operation. And then later on, we would have to do math operations in a separate class. So what I did is that I kept all the math operations in a separate class, which called mathops.cs script. So in this class, we have all the basic operations. This is where actual math is being done. We have all the dividing, we have reciprocals, we have the square roots, which uses double, we have the power, we have the percents, those two different types that I said. Then we have the same ones, but for the memory mode, obviously. And then at the end, we also have integer power using a binary exponential. So just because we want to keep decimal precision. So these are some of the error checkings that I've done. And then we have the UI in a separate file. So in the UI class, UI help, we have the UI helpers, where I have designed a box around everything. And when I started, I didn't have this box around it, but I wanted to have this box around the options and the menus. So for example, we have the mode selection menu, which is no memory mode. Like this is what it will be looking like. We have the header, we have the menu for the no memory mode, and then the menu again for the memory mode. So everything is kept clean, with some commands and comments on it. And then we have the I trimmed the trailing zeros, which is another I guess function of my application, and then showing info or error messages in the place. Um, and and then the other thing that remains is input class. So in the input class, I handle uh, obviously the inputs and the helpers for the inputs and the error checking for the inputs. So reading a decimal from a user, try, validate, and parse. So validating raw text and trying to parse into a decimal, reading the operator characters. So what I've done is that not only you can for example, out of that menu of operations, you can put the number of the like shown in the menu, but you can also maybe do operator characters and like type those in to do the operations to choose what operation you want to do. Like prompting, reading non-empty, like never empty strings, not allowing empty strings, checking the token for digits on one optional dot and optional leading negative. That's what we are allowing as well, and I will show that when I'm demoing the actual one. And then we also have the calculator exceptions class, which is a tiny exception used for calculating calculator operations, which is technically just passing the error messages to the system.exceptions. That's all is being done here. And yeah, and now we can move. Oh yeah, I want to show the builds. Yeah, one thing. So you're just getting out of this for 1 second. So this all the files we have here. README file was the one I read, obviously for GitHub, and then in the bin folder we have the release net10, and then this is where the standalone builds live. These are not required, but I thought it would be nice to have these. These are the standalone versions, meaning that you don't require to run the code or have .NET installed, so you can just run these. For example, if I just go here, I can just if you see, I have a I'm on Windows right now, so Windows 64, and then Basic Calculator Windows Excel file application. If I run this, I have the same exact thing. I can choose this one's, for example, just exit, right? So this doesn't require running any code or having Visual Studio or knowing any coding. But I will have to upload these separately because these are super heavy and they made my whole project heavy. So I'm not sure if I can upload it to Canvas. So maybe I'll upload the bin folder separately. But other than that, we can go back to Visual Studio to start testing. All you have to do is run the program.cs, which is the main loop exists here. Um, and we just wait for it to compile. Like that, I guess. And I can go through all the maybe most of the operations and to check them out just quickly. So we have the first menu. This shows up every time. Project 1, basic calculator, select the calculator mode, no memory mode, and to a memory mode. So resets after each operation, continuous operation with memory, and then you also have a quit. So one thing I want to show, I can, for example, say 1 here, and I will go to memory mode. So let's check memory mode, right? And you can see what you've selected before. This is good in the CLI. So here we have the non-memory, no memory mode menu. Type the number or the symbol keyword. So here you can, for example, I want to add two numbers. I can write 1. I can also do plus, right? And it will be like enter first number 10, enter second number 20, result 30. Press enter to continue. I press enter to continue, it opens the menu again. If I want to go back to the mode menu to select the memory mode, I can select 0 or Q or quit. So you can see that the symbol or keywords are also listed here for the user elegantly to choose. So if I want to, for example, multiply, I can do like 20 and you know, by 20, and it will be like 400. Same thing. Same thing with the all the other operations. We can try percent, because I want to show the percent like options. So when you choose percent, you can choose like 8, or you can just write percent. See, it opens the percent option. So A up B percent, or you can choose A% off B. So for example, I want to do A% off B. I write, and I actually put some the explanation here, so if the user doesn't know which one is which, they can see it. So I want to do A% of B, right? I want to do enter A percent value. I want to do the 10% of the value 100, which is 10, right? The result is 10. And let's see some of the error checking. So let's choose subtract. Let's choose the first number 10. Let's choose the second number -20. That works. Let's do it again. Let's do subtract. Let's do 10, and now let's do 20, but put the minus after. You see, it will give you invalid format, number format. Use digits with optional leading. Okay, so it tells you to open this write the second number again. So let's put like just like an alphabet, just some random thing. Alphabet letters are not allowed in the numbers. Enter the second number, so it prompts you to enter it again until I do it. Even if I put some space in between, it still doesn't work. I can put 20 and then put an A in the end. Still, it does not allow. Like, it parses all of the string, and until I put something true, and then result is -10. It also parses the extra leading zeros. For example, I can add like 1.000, which is just 1, right? And put like a lot of zeros, and then do like added to 20.00000, even more zeros. Like, the result is 21. So same thing with everything in this no memory mode. Now let's go back to the mode menu. So I just write quit, right? And it takes me to the project one, select calculator mode. Now we want to obviously test the memory mode too, right? So we since we're back in the calculator menu, we select 2. Same here, we have a current memory. As you see, like, we have box, everything looks aligned. We have project one, basic calculator, current memory, memory mode, operations, use and update memory. We have the same operations, but we also have set value and clear reset, and we also have back to the menu. So let's try it. Like, initial value is 0, right? So if I add something to it, obviously it will update it, and memory updated to 10. And if you press continue, you see that its memory is kept. The current memory is updated to 10. Now I can apply any other same operations to it. For example, let's try multiply. I can multiply by 0. It will be updated to 0. I can set a number by saying set or 9, and then set like 200. The memory is to 200, and then I can choose 8 for percentage, or yep, or set right percent. So I want to do percentage operations, and then it brings options for me: memory of memory up B percent, or memory percent of B. So let's do like number 1, and then so choose an operation. I want to add, so I write add, and then I want to do 20. I want to add 20%, so it adds 240, right? And it updates the memory to 240. Now let's try some one of the edge cases. So if I divide anything by 0, it's not allowed, right? So I can do division. So I'm gonna do 4, and I'm gonna put the number as 0. So math error, division by 0 is not allowed. And then we have the same thing. And if I want to clear it, I can just write C or clear. Clear, reset memory is reset to 0, and then that's it. So if you want to go back to the mode menu, write quit or Q or 0, um, and then we're back to the menu. And now if I do another 0, yep, it says goodbye and closes the app, and that's what we have.